But Marcellus, I'm going to start with you, bro.
Yes.
Is it crazy for O.J. Howard to say this?
Not crazy at all. He's dead on. Look at this offense. If you talk about replacing Jameis Winston, who went out there and did his job, even though he turned the ball over entirely too much. But you replace him with Tom Brady, the GOAT, and all of a sudden you get the same reward, if not more, but none of the risk in terms of turning the ball over. Then you start naming off all of these talents on this roster. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, Ronald Jones. They drafted a lineman in the first round on top of having already a top 10 pass blocking offensive line. You add all that up, then you say Byron Leftwich called the plays with Bruce Arians right there as your head coach. Of course this team is going to go out there and perform at a high level, maybe the best offense we're going to see in the league. Don't forget, last year, first in passing yards, third in total yards, and fourth in scoring. And here comes the GOAT. I'm with you, OJ. I believe y'all going to ball out.
Absolutely, unequivocally, no, and one more no for good measure. And here's the thing, right? I know young Acho will come after me with a little baseball bat and try to knock it out of the park. But I'm coming for you right now, Marcellus, and I want to direct my argument point this way.
Chill.
You're sitting there talking about the upgrade from Jameis to Tom Brady, the GOAT. But if I recall correctly, all of the conversations we've had in months past and shows past, you are the very one who is pointing out the picture as to a declining Tom Brady and why it made sense for him not to go back to New England based upon the fact that he is not a productive quarterback like he once was. That's first and foremost.
Oh, okay.
So to think that he's going to go to Tampa Bay and name all of these weapons is the reasons why he's going to be this amazing, rejuvenated quarterback that makes them the number one offense in the league. I don't buy that. All right. Now, here's my next point. And this is a very critical point to what's going on here. You're bringing in two guys, and Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, who have now become, in essence, the de facto stars and the leaders of this team. There are two things that are going to become very apparent. One is when you appoint a leader instead of earning being a leader, you're going to deal with certain things like resentment. You're going to deal with certain things like regret. The second thing you're going to deal with, complications in terms of what the relationships could be. You mentioned what they did with Jameis Winston. Well, imagine if they hit a tough stretch during the course of the year. You're looking at an older Tom Brady. You're looking at a coming out of retirement who's almost more for show than for real game time playing right now in Gronkowski. What are you going to do when you start losing those games? What are you going to do when you don't start seeing all of those statistical categories jumping off of the screen at you like they did? We can talk about how Jameis Winston didn't turned the ball over, was a turnover machine, but he also put up a ton of yards. He also threw for the most yards in the National Football League. I think we find out how much better Jameis Winston was than what we thought he was by seeing what takes place with Tom Brady this upcoming season.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Let's go. Let's go to war right now. Okay. You cannot sit there and say a decline in Tom Brady is worse than the Jameis Winston as is, because where Tom Brady is descending from are greater heights than Jameis Winston has ever accomplished.
That's true.
So even coming down, if you've seen the plane land, it's still going to be higher than the helicopter that is Jameis Winston. That's where I'm going with that.
For how long?
Two, and the reason why Tom Brady was in decline is because he didn't have the weapons. His tight end retired. His best receiver was Julian Edelman, coming off a PED suspension at the age of 35? Hold on. Is Julian Edelman the same as Chris Godwin? Ooh. Is Julian Edelman the same as Mike Evans? Ooh. Is N'Keal Harry the same as any of those guys? Ooh. So if you're going to talk about how this plane is going to ascend once again, Tom Brady, the GOAT, it's because he's surrounded by greater pieces. It's just that simple. Acho,
LaVar, I just got to ask you, if not the Bucs, sir, then who? Who is the best offense in the league?
Oh, there's plenty of options.
Just give me one. Just give me one.
Hey, when people say plenty, say one.
Are we sneezing at? y'all gonna let me talk, or y'all gonna be trying to gang up on me and keep me from saying something?
We here.
I ain't afraid of y'all. I ain't afraid. Hey, listen, there's a team out in Kansas City that's pretty good. All right, they got a pretty good quarterback. There's a team in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a pretty good team. You know,
they ain't got receivers.
I'll be willing. What?
The receivers don't catch the ball out there yet.
You
Not
can
yet.
make
They coming.
You can make it work with that team they have out there. Y'all like being name brand. You know, we as a people love our labels. Like we don't need to be name brand with everybody.
They're a running team. That's what we're saying.
That Ravens offense is explosive. As a matter of fact, I think they were rated higher than the Chiefs last year. Now, here's another name, another team that I'll throw out there at you. There's this team called the New Orleans Saints that are pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing New England out there, but I can keep going.
Let me make something clear. Let me make something clear, LaVar, because some of these names you threw out there, I don't mind them. I really don't. You're an intelligent person who most of the time makes some intelligent thoughts.
Yeah, but
however, you've overlooked some things. When you look at the Bucs offense, and you know this better than anybody, being a top-tier linebacker for several years. With the Bucs offense, they got versatility. Because when you got the tight end position, you got your dude Gronk, you got your dude OJ, you got your dude Brady. Then you look out there at receiver, you got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin. But for me, it's not even about all that. Let me tell you what it's about. About 2012, my dad, he bought a brand new Range, right? I don't know how.
Oh!
He bought a brand new Range.
2 kids in the league is how. That's how he did it.
The problem, though, is I got into the car, and I looked at the dash, and I was like, I don't know how to work all these gadgets. But my dad got into the car, and because he knew how to work all these gadgets, he drove the car as well as the car could be driven. See, Tom Brady is stepping into the car of the Bucs offense, and he's looking at all these gadgets. And because he's the perfect driver, then that offense is going to drive as efficiently as any offense in the NFL because they got that driver. So you're talking about all these teams that don't have the same gadgets, sir. You got to swing that way.
You better come at him, baby. This show don't play that.
And let's be clear here. I'm glad that was your perception of your dad. It's like that whole deal where once Dale Earnhardt got into that Range Rover, then you realized how much your dad didn't know about it. So here's the reality. I love the fact that you love your daddy. I don't want to take anything away for your affinity for what you have for your daddy. And I am super intelligent, and that's why I'm gonna pick you apart.
Please.
Okay, so here's where your argument falls on flat on its face. While you're sitting there saying that you're going to drive this car and this automobile the way that it's supposed to be driven, you know, there's this thing that comes to mind, and you mentioned it, you touched on it, the familiarity with that dashboard, the familiarity of being able to operate it. How do you expect Tom Brady to come in there and be as familiar as he possibly needs to be with the personnel that he's coming in there to play with? I think sometimes we live in such a quick world, a very quick in terms of solution and what our end is, the ultimate end is. We're fast food society. It takes time. It takes time to adjust. It takes time to build continuity. And the one thing that I'm looking at here is, you know, I think back to 2011. The best example I could give to destroy your argument right now is 2011. Something took place in the place where you finished your career, is Philadelphia. A guy by the name of Vince Young called his team the Dream Team. We're the Dream Team.
It was a mistake.
All right, you want to throw out all of the names that were on that team? You had a young LaShawn McCoy. You had a Ronnie Brown in the backfield. You had Jeremy Maclin. You had Deshaun Jackson. You had Selleck at tight end. You had Mike Vick as the starter. This eerily is similar to the team we're talking about right now. And I'm going to tell you why. You have a ton of talent, but not a lot of familiarity. You know what that team did? You know how they performed?
Oh, he know.
8-8 season. They did not win they did not even win their division. And oh, by the way, they missed the playoffs with all of them weapons, all that stuff on your dashboard, with them nice tires and wheels. You had all that handle, all that acceleration and ain't beat nothing.
First off, LaVar, the word is similar, not simular. Okay, first off,
there's no Y in it.
So we're going to start there.
I'm from around the way, so I'm going to put similar out there, and a lot of people going to respect
but secondly,
that.
The only retort I have, LaVar, is this.
Okay.
You can't question the greatest quarterback of all time and his ability to adjust and assimilate.
He's still
into
being
an
New
offense.
England.
He's
still being New England.
He's been an NFL GOAT for 20 years now.
He's still being New England.
You're talking about Tom Brady as if he's a high school quarterback. You're talking about Tom Brady as if he has the intellect of a rookie. Okay, Coach, let's put some respect on Tom Brady's name. Coming up.
Download the all-new Fox Sports app now.